Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With the angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Oh, hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Christ by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord. Late in time, behold him come, offspring of the Virgin's womb. Hailed in flesh the Godhead see, hailed incarnate deity. Pleased as man with man to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. Oh, hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Oh, hark, the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to you.
Ding dong, ding dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they sound, raising the sound, oh, hill and dale, telling the tale. Gaily ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ring and Christmas, ring and Christmas. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the poor.
Ding dong, ding dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they sound, raising the sound, oh, hill and dale, telling the tale. Ding while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ring and Christmas, ring and Christmas. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong.
Hello, my name is Tim Wheeler and I'm one of the spiritual care practitioners here at Ashgate Hospice. Welcome to this year's Light Up a Life. We are so sorry that you can't be here with us in person, but I'm sure you'll understand that we need to do our best to protect everyone in light of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. It continues to be a difficult year for everyone due to COVID-19, not least for the patients and families that we serve here at Ashgate Hospice. And so all the staff and volunteers here, we would like to say a big thank you for your ongoing support and for the work that we do. As we come to Light Up a Life, we remember and celebrate the loved ones that mean so much to us. To help us, we have Bernard Haig, his son Tom, and his grandchildren to switch on the lights. And they'll also tell us their story. To help us to sing, we have the wonderful Castleton Silver Band and the inspiring sounds of the Aurora Choir. I know it feels a little bit odd to be singing in front of the computer, so either join in, or take the time to reflect. But first, let me hand you over to Councillor Martin Thacker to open the proceedings.
Good evening. Well, Christmas brings mixed emotions for me. I really enjoy the festive period because I love the magic of Christmas. I enjoy the traditional carols, the seasonal songs, and the celebrations, and all those things that remind us of the true meaning of Christmas. It's also an opportunity to set aside time to make a difference for others in a period of giving. However, all of this usually takes me back to a time past or to someone no longer with us. Hearing certain carols transports me to an early childhood and sitting next to my grandpa at the piano as he played O Come All Ye Faithful or sang alternative lyrics to We Three Kings. He is with me in thought and deed every day, but more so at Christmas. He lost his battle with cancer, but his legacy lives on. Throughout my life, cancer has taken a number of people away from me, and I know it has for many of you too. Some of our loved ones spent their remaining time here at Ashgate Hospice. During my year in office, it has been an absolute privilege to play my part in making a difference for the hospice and their families that they support. And to tell you more about his story, please welcome Bernard Haig and his family.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Bernard Haig from Bolsover, North East Derbyshire, of course, or North Derbyshire. My wife, Jeanette, was admitted to Ashgate Hospice in May this year. We'd never experienced a hospice at all before, and it was a fantastic experience that she had. When we arrived here, the reception staff was so welcoming. It looked and felt like a hotel rather than a hospice or a hospital. She was admitted to the ward. She spent a week here. I spent a week here as well in the same room. We had amazing meals and fantastic service and assistance and professional help from the staff, all the way from reception staff through cleaning staff, auxiliaries, nursing staff, and doctors and nurses. It was absolutely fantastic. It was so professional, kind, and it transformed Jeanette's amazing last few weeks of life. She had a week here. We spent a week here, and she went home, and then the day before she died, she came back again for a just 1 day drainage of her ovarian cyst. And again, it was so welcoming. When she came back on the final day, the staff knew she was coming back just for a final day of drainage. And the cleaning staff came in, the volunteers came in, doctors came in, the nurses came in and said, "Oh, it's so nice to see you." It was so relaxing under such difficult circumstances. And she had a room just opening out into the lovely green here. It was spring, the flowers were out, there was a wildflower meadow outside her window, and it was a lovely day. It was the last day of her life, but it was a lovely day. She wanted to die at home, but we always said, we had discussed her funeral, her death, and she always said, well, I want to die at home, but if it's got to be somewhere else, it's got to be Ashgate. I mean, this hospice did the most amazing final few weeks for my wife. I can never thank them enough. It was truly, truly amazing. I'd like to just hand over to my son Thomas now, who will tell you how we raised money for Ashgate through the grandchildren and what we did to try and support this amazing organisation because of my wife. Thank you.
Hi there. Yeah, so my name's Tom, and this is Sam, and this is Florence. As my dad said, the love and compassion that went into the care for my mum while she was at this hospice was phenomenal. And the day before she died, I had my last conversation with my mum on the phone, and all she wanted to talk about was how we could raise money for Ashgate and the work that they do here, which is so incredibly important for those who come and all their families. And with that being the last conversation, we really wanted to honour it after she departed. And so Florence and Sam here came up with the idea. We live in Birmingham, and we thought if we cycle the length of Birmingham on the canals, which is 16 miles, we could possibly raise £500, and that was the aim. We'd already raised quite a lot, over £1,000 at the funeral, so we thought it would be quite a hard target. But we did the fundraising, and these guys, we've raised nearly £1,800, I think, in total, haven't we now? So kind of great work, and we just want to say thank you very much for Ashgate for inviting us to kind of turn on the lights. So I think we get to do the fun bit now, don't we? So I think we're going to count down from 10. If anyone else wants to kind of help us, that would be fantastic. So if we go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay!
Just want to say a few words of thanks to Bernard, Thomas, Sam and Florence for their poignant words, for sharing their story with us today, but also giving us the inspiration about the fundraising that they're carrying out in behalf of someone special to them. So I'm going to hand you back to Bernard.
Well, thank you all for joining the 1 minute silence to remember all who have died this year at Ashgate Hospice and anywhere else in the world. Thank you.
It's time to sing now, and it's Christmas, and we sing our Christmas carols. I know it feels a little bit odd sitting in front of a computer and singing, so you can either join in or just take this time to reflect. So we're going to sing, "O Come, All Ye Faithful." It was about 2 weeks ago. I was sitting in a wood. It was a clear night and I was under the stars. And we were sitting round a beautiful log fire with its warmth and its light. I was supposed to be meditating, but it was really hard not to look upwards, to look at the stars and just to wonder and imagine. They tell us that the starlight that we receive is years old and comes from the past. And as we've lit our stars today, as we've lit up our lives, those we remember, we look back. We look back again in that sense of wonder. We look back and we remember and consider the person that we have loved. And we celebrate their lives. I know when I'm remembering my parents, I get this warmth, this glow, like sitting round an open fire. And as the fire hisses and crackles, I'm filled with a sense of thanks. I know that light is from the past when it comes from stars, but when it comes from the fire and that glow, it is the light of the present. And sometimes the feelings we have are not always as warm and nice. Sometimes they're tinged with great sadness and some pain. But this is a good thing to feel in the sense that it helps us process our grieving and it helps us move forward. Light is from the past and for the present, but it's also for the future. Like, what shall we say, a searchlight illuminates the way forward. Or perhaps a guiding light from shore to ship, guiding us home. As we reflect on these things, as we move forward, it's time you'll find that the sun will rise again, dawn will come again, if but slowly, bringing us into a new day and a new light. That perhaps is the hope of Light Up a Life. That is the hope of this time of year, as midwinter turns towards shorter nights and longer days. The lights that we lit tonight represent the love from the past and for the present, but they also lead us to the future. May the light of your loved one burn brightly in your heart. Now we sing again. We sing O Little Town of Bethlehem, followed by the beautiful Silent Night. So we've come to the end of Light Up a Life. I'd like to thank Bernard Haig, his son Tom and the grandchildren for telling their story and for lighting our lives and our lights. I'd like to thank Councillor Martin Thacker for being with us and standing alongside us. It really makes a difference to us. Thank you. We thank all our many sponsors. To all our sponsors, we thank you so much. You will never know how much your sponsorship has achieved. But safe to say this, your sponsorship helps us to serve the community of North Derbyshire. Not only to serve, but you help us to become part of the fabric of our community. Thanks also to Peak Radio for providing the technical support in this difficult evening. And then the special thanks to the Castleton Silver Band and to the Aurora Choir for their beautiful music. Finally, thank you for joining us at home in this most unusual way. If you feel the need for any support after the ceremony, then there will be people available on the phones, and you can see their phone numbers on your screen. May your Christmas be peaceful. Good night. Amen.